And welcome to The Factor Uncensored. Glad to see you all here tonight. We begin with a big debate happening only right now. Is it appropriate for children to learn how to pole dance? Pink Pole Studio in Atlanta is introducing the art form to kids, and it's Mommy and Me Pole Workshop. Video of one of the classes is creating a lot of buzz. Some people have been saying kids have no business swinging on a pole. In a Factor exclusive, I spoke to Pink Pole Studio owner Tia Harris. She says she has never worked as an exotic dancer, so don't think that. And her goal is not to raise the next generation of young exotic dancers. But everyone's been talking about your class, especially the one with the kids involved. Your thoughts on that, and where did you come up with that idea?
Okay, so
and your classes or your studio's much more than that. That's only a component.
We're much more than that. So we've been in business 10 years. We made a decade last December. We offer everything: pole fitness, trapeze, lyra, aerial silk sling. So it's not just pole fitness or pole dancing, as they like to call it. Mm-hmm. When you say when we came up with it, you mean the kids portion or the entire?
Yes, the kids portion.
So we came up with it because it's fitness and everybody's doing it but kids in the United States. Everywhere else, kids are already involved in it. They're already excelling. And pole has also been recognized as a sport, and it will be a part of the Olympics soon. So we're not shying away from it. We're bringing our kids into it, introducing them to the new apparatus, and we're happy to allow them to go as far as they can with this.
And for those who have criticized you online saying you're sexualizing children, your thoughts on that?
They're sexualizing kids because when we look at this, we're looking at fitness. We're not looking at anything sexual. They're saying this is a stripper place. Kids are stripping. The adults here don't even strip. So there's no way kids are stripping. We're not sexualizing kids. Kids are fully clothed. The trained instructors, they're also fully clothed. They're not doing any dancing, any choreo. It's strictly pole fitness. It's nothing different than gymnastics, playing outside on the monkey bars. It's a different apparatus. It's just something that the people aren't used to. And we're not going to shy away from it. We're going to introduce it to our kids and allow this apparatus to take us where we need to go.
In discussing this with some people, they said, why not just regular physical fitness? Why on a pole, which would give the impression that this is a pathway to a strip club for a child?
Who would think that that's a pathway to strip club? That's not how we're looking at it. Mm-hmm. Our kids that we're introducing to it may or may not even know about what someone would do with a pole in a strip club. So we're not introducing that. We're introducing it as fitness. And that's what our kids are trained to know. That's what they're trained to do. So people that question why not just fitness, because we want to bring this apparatus to our community, to our demographics. It's nothing wrong with it. This isn't for male gaze. It's not for money. It's not for any of that. It's a different apparatus that's not normal, and that's why it's created this buzz. But we're not going to shy away from it. We're going to stick to it.
And has it been tough on you having to deal with the criticism when you have a focused plan on physical fitness and a big picture down the road when you say it could be in the Olympics?
Yes. So per the CDC, kids should be getting 60 minutes of exercise, children 6 to 16. With that in mind, this is an opportunity versus sitting at home on the iPad watching television. So when you say is it challenging, it is challenging because people would want to point out things like that versus looking at statistics and saying, hey, well, at least they are getting the kids out the house. They're getting the kids off these games and iPads, and it's just something we're not used to, but we're open to it. So as far as challenging, it's not challenging for us to bring the people in that we want. It's just challenging dealing with the naysayers and the evil and rude comments that people would leave on our social media. Doesn't affect us directly, but just the people involved. You know, we wouldn't want them to be affected by this. But it's not challenging for us to run this business, to introduce this, and that's what we're doing.
And how have mothers and daughters, and I think I saw some boys on there as well in one of the videos, how are they receiving it and embracing it?
They're all excited. We've been asked for months because this is something we've talked about doing for years, but now it's just the right time. The parents are excited. One of the moms that had her son, when she saw me yesterday, she said, my son said he finally got the opportunity to feel like Spider-Man. So that made me feel good. And it made me throw away all the negative comments and redirect my focus on where we're going. The moms are receiving it well. The daughters are. One of the little girls on there, that's my daughter. The instructor with the blue pants, that's my daughter. The younger girl, that's my goddaughter. So this is something that our family is doing. This is something that we're adapting to, and we're super excited to introduce it to others and bringing acknowledgement to the apparatus. It's just, like I said, it's just unknown.
What would be your final comments to those critics out there who are judging you and your business as you describe your family business now?
Yeah. So I don't have any comments as far as I just want to lay down facts. They said we're stripping or we're teaching girls to strip. They've never seen anyone in the studio strip, get naked. Number two, they're saying the girls will grow up to be strippers. My daughter, the instructor in the blue pants, she's been doing this since she was 20. She'll be 30 this year. She's never been a stripper. She does this full time, make a livable salary, doing very well, looking to join the circus coming up soon. And it's just a pathway to something different if that's what we want. Black and brown girls should be able to experience things that other kids experience without being sexualized. These people that are saying stripping, they're going to be in a strip club, they're sexualizing kids. We're not. We don't see sex. We see kids doing fitness, just like a kid at a playground.
All right, Tia Harris, we want to thank you from Atlanta for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and we appreciate your time and explaining exactly what this class is about. So, how do parents here in Houston feel about this? We have a live discussion coming your way next. Back to The Factor Uncensored, we continue our conversation about pole dancing and children. The topic stems from a viral video of a class at Pink Pole Studio in Atlanta. The class integrates parents and their kids learning how to pole dance. We just heard from the owner, who insists this is strictly about fitness. Let's bring in our next guest to talk about the conversation, parent and trainer Kayla G and parent Demetrius Walker. So glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. So Kayla, you had a chance to see the interview and see what they do in that class. Your thoughts about this?
I'm for it. I started teaching pole class before I even started working out. And it's just another level of fitness. Everyone doesn't want to go in the gym and pick up weights. Everyone doesn't want to do the same thing. It's extremely hard, and I really commend anybody who can do it. It's not sexual. It's not anything of that level. It's literally a form of fitness. And I just think that Americans tend to have a sense of ignorance about things that are foreign to them because we weren't brought up around it. But any other country, it's normal. Like, the kids are doing it.
And do you see it like this mother saw it, like gymnastics? Something
absolutely.
That's very athletic, that's getting your child into shape and off the couch, away from the iPad.
Absolutely. It's very hard. It's extremely hard. So like I said, I commend anyone that's able to do it because you have to put in a lot of work. It takes a lot of muscle, body strength, just focus, everything. So,
all right,
absolutely.
Demetrius, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about this.
Isaiah, what happened to the ropes in the classes, man? Remember in the 80s and 90s, we had the rope that you climb up, you know what I'm saying? Same type of thing. You get the upper body workout. You know, I have two nieces, you know, one is 2, one is 14. Can't imagine her being in a pole class at this age, either one of them. And so, you know, I think it's, you know, there's some things that kids can wait for. They can wait to learn. I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, pole fitness. I know women who compete, who, you know, do it for fun and win money and prizes and travel all over the world. So I know it is a sport, and I think it's a great sport. But there's some things that kids, I think, might need to wait a little bit for.
Do you think this could be exploitation for a child, or for parents who put their kids in this class? They could be sending them on the wrong path.
Well, potentially. I mean, you know, we have so many predators out there now. You know, these kids are getting exposed to things on TikTok, YouTube, and it's hard to keep them off of there. And it's hard to, you know, exactly know who they're interacting with and who's watching that kind of stuff. So even though the kids may have good intentions and it's innocent fun to them, there are adults out there who are predatory.
And Kayla, how do you keep yourself from being, I guess, feeling like you're under the pressure of the public if they say this is not what you should be doing with your child?
It's not your opinion or your life. You don't have to live with what I do with my child. So you raise your child the best way you see fit. I'll raise mine the best way I see fit. I mean, I agree, you know, we cannot control what other people are thinking, but there are predators in every aspect and every atmosphere. I mean, you could just be sitting in a classroom and your teacher could be sexualizing you. You could, anything. So if you just have that mind frame, I can't control what you're thinking.
If you're a child and you don't really know about stripping and then you take this pole class, then you want to research and figure out where this is coming from. And do you think that could lead the child down the wrong path?
It possibly could, but I feel like that's when it goes back to your parenting and your communication and openness with your child, because even with the ropes or even with aerial yoga, even with the different forms, there's a way to sexualize everything. So it doesn't matter just because it's a metal pole or it's a rope or it's a silk or in the gym with the weight. I mean, people are in the gym sexualizing. It goes every way.
All right, Kayla G and Demetrius, thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.